Hello everyone, this is Vivek from Contrafeit Learning, and today we are going to discuss the role of emotions in decision making, how our emotion affect our decision making. So this is my organization name, Contrafeit Learning. So first we will go through the introduction and what we are going to cover into this video. So first we will have a look on the definition of emotions. So psychological and physiological responses accompanied by behaviors and thoughts. Whatsoever we are the response we get from psychological and physiologically. So this is how we define the emotions. And what is the decision making? The process of selecting a course of action from a number of options. So we do have a lot more options. So we select a certain course of action. Out of that, this is what we call it the decision making. So traditionally, what we think is that decisions are purely rational, it's based on logic. But modern view is that the emotions play a powerful role while we are taking the decisions. So our agenda is to understanding the emotions, decision making, its benefits, drawbacks, key theories, and the role of emotional intelligence. Emotions is more than just feelings. So emotions have three key elements: the subjective experience and feelings, what we get from our past experience, physiological response like bodily arousal, and behavioral response. Emotions are a result of evolution and aid survival. So how we are like getting the emotions? It's our biological. This is a result of our biological evolution. There can be positive emotions like joy and excitement, and negative emotions like anger, fear, and sadness. The rational versus emotional debate, the interplay of reason and emotion. What's the rational model tells us that individuals identify all those alternatives, assess probabilities, and choose the optimal outcome based purely on logic. So before taking any decision, we do have a lot more options, which option to select, and certain criteria we identify on that, like probabilities and optimal outcome. So while selecting one of the options, what we think is, so where we are getting the outcome, maximum outcome. So this is how we take the decision. Emotional input. Emotions provide valuable information about an individual values and goals, guiding what is most important to a person. Where is the balance? Effective decision often use a blend of both thinking and feeling. So the balance is that we don't have to be purely rely on our logic or rational. There must be a balance between our emotions and the rational. Benefit emotions of decision making. Efficiency. So there are a lot more decisions we take based on the emotions. So how we can take, like we can quickly take the decisions, especially in time sensitive or potentially dangerous situations like fight or flight. So people who are a trader, they know like how much emotions play a role in their decision making. So I'm a trader and I'm in this industry, so this is why I'm making this video on emotions. How this emotion play a very crucial role in our decision makings. So whatsoever I am discussing about emotions in this video, people who are the traders, they know these emotions play more than logic or rational part while they are taking the decisions. Emotions have a more role than that. So it's make us efficient to take the decision. And moral compass, we will not go into that. Motivation. Positive feeling towards work related attributes can lead to a more intuitive and engaging decision. Attention, like certain emotions can enhance attention to detail and critical thinking, improving decision quality. Drawbacks and biases. So we are taking a decision based on emotions have its own drawbacks and biases. Certain things like bias and irrationality. Intense emotion can lead us to decisions that are not in one's best interest. So we have certain kind of biases and irrationality. So if we are giving importance our emotions too much in decision making, so that will not be in our best interest. A specific example I can show you whenever we are in a anger mode can lead to impatient and rash decisions. And when we are happy, it can lead risk averse decision making and avoid losing the current positive state. And the state of anxiety may choose a safer but less optimal outcome. Cognitive biases. Emotions often interact with the heuristic and cognitive biases. An example for anchoring bias, confirmation bias to distort judgment. So these are the drawbacks and biases. Key theories and research. We'll not go into that too much. Like what is proposed is like somatic marker hypothesis that bodily response, like somatic markers, are linked to the past emotional experiences, guide our choices, often unconsciously helping us navigate complex decisions. This is very much true while we're taking the decisions. So the past experiences and our subjective experience guide us our choices unconsciously. Even we don't consciously know about that. And affect infusion model. Explain how a person's current mood or emotions can influence the information they use during the decision making process. Most of the time what it happens, like our current mood or emotions can influence our decision making. Leverage emotional intelligence for better choices, and we are going to discuss the most important part of this video, the emotional intelligence, the EI. So what is EI? The ability to recognize, understand and manage one's own emotions, and to recognize and influence the emotion of others. So emotional intelligence are when we understand our emotions and its ability to recognize our state of mind, and the same time understanding others' state of mind and taking the decision based on that. So this is what the emotional intelligence is. Better decision making. So individual with higher EI generally makes better decision in personal and professional contexts. So when if you have the higher emotional intelligence, we are going to make a better decision. So what is the key components of emotional intelligence? So self-awareness. Self-awareness in the sense you know yourself. So this is what the self-awareness is, a very important part of like an individual. Self-regulation. How do we control our emotions? Empathy and social skills are crucial. So EI helps in identifying emotional triggers and responding thoroughly rather than reacting automatically. So emotional intelligence, what is actually is that we are taking a decision that's going to respond and not reacting. Strategies for effective decision making. Practical steps for balanced decisions. Practice self-awareness. Acknowledge your current emotions before making a significant decision. So this is a very important part of self-awareness. So we have to acknowledge our current emotions before we are taking a significant decision. Objective analysis is very important. Use objective analysis in data to complement emotional output. So what is happening in trading? Most of the time, what I have seen, people don't have any framework when to take the entry and when to take when to exit. So people who used to trade, they must have some like objective analysis or some certain framework. I'll come with that topic in the next video. So what is saying is we must have objective analysis and data to complement emotional input. Consider long-term focus. So avoid making impulsive decisions driven by short-term emotional states. What I've seen here in people who used to trade or the traders, they make impulsive decision a lot more because when you see the candlesticks, like it's making a big candle in green or red, you take the entry there. So this is impulsive decision making that destroy every trader. Seek diverse perspective. So discuss decisions with others to gain different viewpoint and reduce personal biases. That's a very important. So what is happens with everyone's? We all have the ego in what we think is, I am always right. So in that perspective, what we can do, we can discuss that thing with the others. So we will get the viewpoint of others, and that will be a holistic understanding of the situation and taking the optimal decision, and that will also reduce the personal biases. So the conclusion is emotions are integral and powerful part of the decision making process, offering both benefits and challenges. Harnessing emotional intelligence is key to making more effective and balanced choices. Whenever people tell us that in trading we can remove the emotions, in reality you can't remove the emotions from anywhere, not from professional life, neither in like personal life. So these are the integral part. So what we can do, we can harness it, we can improve it, and we can understand and make a balanced decision based on rational and emotions. So this is enough for the this video. We will meet in the next video.